about to do another show here. So I just finished a live. For those who don't know, I just finished a live on some Dominican news talking about some recent stuff that happened here. So today's topic, I want to talk about kids growing up in a Dominican household. Are they treated like babies, or is this some normal, common practice that is specific to Dominican culture? Let's have a discussion, because I like to know what you all think. So first I want to make sure I enter, because I want to be able to read the comments. All right, yep. So I got to set up to read the comments. All right. So I've talked to a lot of other expats here, specifically from the U.S., and a lot of them have come to basically the same consensus that kids, specifically boys, are really, really, really babied here. Now, I know that one can always say that, well, in many families, boys are babied in the United States. True, I am in total agreement. But I feel like here, I see it more often. And after having these conversations with other expats from the U.S. who actually live here in the Dominican Republic, we've all come to a similar consensus that kids are really babied here, where kids aren't really, generally speaking, aren't really prepared to be adults and to be responsible adults and take care of things on their own. I would go, me personally, and another guy I talked to said the same thing. We would go even further to say the boys are baby. Because I'll say this, let's start this. In a Dominican household, not all households, this is not absolute, not talking 100%. And most Dominican households, or I should say in many Dominican households, the girls at an early age or relatively young age learn to clean, learn to cook, learn to take care of babies and kids, and learn the responsibilities of a household. Boys, generally speaking, the boys don't learn to do nothing. They don't do anything in the house. Nothing. So I know that many households in the U.S. are like that too, but in my experience being in the U.S., for the most part, that's not true. So when I look and talk to other guys and look around, I see, let me fix this here. The wind is strong here. The wind is very strong here. Let me fix this. Yeah. So as I was saying, there is basically the boys don't do anything, nothing, and me being young at some point and being that boy that also learned to at a young age learn to cook, learn to clean, and all this stuff. When I see these boys here, I'm like, well, a lot of these boys that become men aren't really prepared to be men. They're not prepared for the attitude it takes to work outside the home and to be, you know, responsible and learn about, you know, how to manage their money and learn, you know, how to learn how to the characteristics of being a man, like, you know, growing up to become a man and entering manhood. A lot of these boys are just not ready. And also what I'm seeing is in many of the households, it's sort of a continuous babying of the boys, and it doesn't help them. Also, what I've seen here, I heard one other guy mentioned to me in the conversation is the boys, they in a household, they walk around the house naked. I mean, that wouldn't fly with me, but in other households, you know, they walk around the house naked. They see their mom naked and whoever naked. And I mean, little boys, big boys. I mean, it's just, to me, it's strange. But again, I'm not Dominican, so maybe there is some sense of normalcy in that. But the thing it's hard for me to wrap my head around is at an early age, because the boys don't have to do anything, they feel entitled at an early age. Entitled without putting anything in. Because I'm a boy, I'm entitled to, you know, all this stuff. I'm entitled to this kind of treatment. But yet they haven't put anything in a box. They're kids. You know, you got to learn how to. If you can't learn the basics of, you know, cleaning in a house, you know, you can't learn the basics of, doing things on your own and, you know, getting up on time and, you know, folding your clothes or washing them or ironing. If you can't learn that basic stuff, how do you expect to be successful on your own after you finish, you know, high school or secondary school and go about your business? So I'm really curious to see what some of you think about that. And I don't have anyone in the chat, but I know that things are, haven't got anyone yet. Hey, baby, ¿tú estás ocupada? Quiero una pregunta. Yeah. No hay nadie en el chat, entonces yo voy a preguntar a ti. ¿Está bien? Entonces, dime, ¿a qué hora tú fuiste cuando tú empezaste a limpiar en la casa? A 9 años. ¿En qué hora? ¿Y a qué hora fue ella? Ya miré cuando ella aprendió en la casa.
Como a los 8, casi a los 9.
Entonces, a las 9 es el normal. La limpiar, cocinar. A 9 años, eso es como la edad normal.
Sí.
Y ¿tú crees que eso es la edad mejor para aprender todo eso?
Desde un principio se les da la costumbre a los niños de los 6 años en adelante, para que vayan aprendiendo.
Los chicos también, los muchachos también. Todos. Y entonces, ¿tú crees que las niñas aprenden mejor de esas cosas más que los niños?
Sí.
Yeah. Okay. Está bien, gracias. So basically, I just asked her, and she just said that the boys Some boys learn. However, the girls do a better job when it comes to that stuff. But I'm really curious to know what some of you think, because to me it's mind-boggling how basically boys are pampered until they leave the house. I mean, pampered, and they don't put anything in, and they don't do anything. It's incredible. It's incredible. And then I feel like here, and even in the U.S. too, like it just it's a cold world out there. I mean, once you hit 18 years old, you get out there, you start working. It's a cold world. You don't have your parents looking out for you, you know. In the same way, you got to go out there and get it. And sometimes, you know, going to work every day, and you know, being responsible for your actions and taking things serious, it takes maturity. And when you're pampered, you know, your entire life, it does not. It's harder for them to actually, you know, be prepared for that experience. But I'm curious to know what you all think about that. I don't have anyone in the chat. But yeah, there it is. So if you have any questions about this, please leave a comment, because I'm really interested in what you all have to say. I'm really interested. So thank you for tuning in, Profe Gallo. Please like, share, and subscribe, and let me know your thoughts.